and you will be able to listen to it later. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about, let me give you some vocabulary. So what would you call like the how someone is seen, or how
Perception.
good perception.
I actually did a project on brand perception last semester, exactly about colors and their effect on brands.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll be able to share a lot of stuff with us, you know, because this is exactly so perception, right? Okay, and sometimes, you know, what are some things that can influence perception? So maybe say one word. What word here in this mind map that's connected to perception? So maybe Emily, what can influence the perception of a company or of a person?
For example, maybe like some motivation state or emotional state.
Oh, okay. So an emotional state. Good. That's what kind of emotions you know, are triggered. That's great. Probably that. Jenny, and anything else that's connected to perception? So how, you know,
I don't have any idea.
okay. Oh, no worries. We'll come back. We'll come back to you. And let's see, Maria, anything else that's connected to perception?
I would say values.
Good. Yeah, values. The values that a company has. Okay, perfect. And Martin?
I would say basically colors.
Ooh, yes, exactly.
Yeah, because they trigger the mood of the recipients.
Yes, exactly. So all of this influences the perception of the brands. So let's jump into our first breakout room. All right. So if you you can find the PDF in the chat here, and you also got it in your email. All right. So here, let's this is what we're going to do. We're going to look at this the first exercise.
We got like the PDF with all the answers.
Ooh, okay, yeah. Well, that's not the one we need. So I'll send you. I'll send. Well, you can keep that one too. But here we're going to discuss part one. Here, okay. So you're going to look at these brands. What is the perception of these brands? Okay, so talk about them. What do you think of them? What kind of values? So values is what's important. You know, what's important for them. You know, yeah, messages or feelings do you associate or connect with each brand, right? Or you can also say, yeah, what do people in general connect with it? So I think Pavel is joined us here. Hi, Pavel.
Hello, everyone. Sorry.
Yes, no worries. How are you?
Oh, fine. A little bit busy, but fine.
Okay, great. So Pavel, we're about to jump into our first breakout room. Okay, so here is the so the second PDF is the one that you need, but it's the same one that I shared in the email. Okay. So let's join our partner and just discuss, you know, as a group, some of these some of these brands and the perception. Okay, so perfect. All right. So great. So join your partner for this.
Nice meeting you.
Let's see. What is your perception of the brands below? What kind of values, messages, or feelings do you associate with each brand? And if you'd like, you can explain it.
So you want to go first? Or?
Oh, no, I'm asking you. I mean, like whatever, if you prefer, I can go first. I mean, it doesn't matter.
Maybe let's
Oh.
do one and one. So if you want, Maria, you can start with maybe choose one of these brands and
Uh-huh.
tell us what your perception is of them.
Okay, let's start with Apple, of course. I think Apple, the perception that I have for them is power, like prestige. And it's because that's what they sell. They say they try to level up a normal cell phone into the latest one. So
Wow, exactly. So exclusivity,
exclusively.
right? Yeah, I like that. What word did you use? Prestige. I like that. Prestige, great. Anything else, Emily, about Apple that you connect or you associate with Apple?
Yeah, I think that Apple is a brand that kind of associated with innovation and creativity for me, and of course design, because I really like their designs, you know. And I mean, I think that they always campaign like or promote things like simplicity or maybe that user friendliness, you know.
Great, great ideas. Perfect. All right, so continue with Coca-Cola and Nike. You know, the same ideas, just share some ideas. And of course, if you're done, you can talk about other things as well. So don't worry. Okay.
Yeah,
Great.
Coca-Cola, I think for me is
This is cool. This is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pavel, do you wanna continue?
Okay, I won't choose the Nike. I like that brand because they support the sport, and I like their claim, just do it. Because a lot of people thinking about I want to sport, and this is that they had some bounce, and that claim say just do it, don't think it, just do it, and it's so easy and focus to that sport or something like this. And I like that fights Nike versus Adidas, and they are leaders in the television ads, advertising, because they had a lot of money for the marketing. They can invest money to some sportsman like Michael Jordan.
Right.
I like Air Jordan. This is my favorite brand.
Great. Great. Also, just remember, so you can, a lot of people say Nike, but we also
Nike.
say Nike. Yeah.
Nike. Yeah.
Great.
It's like usually we never pronounce E on the end, but in this word we should pronounce.
Doesn't
Yeah.
make sense because it's Mike, like Michael Jordan. It's Mike, but yeah. So English is weird. You know, there's always all these things. You know, so and but yeah, exactly. And you can also say the slogan, right? Just do it. You know, is it's a great slogan. You know, or you can say, some people say like you know, yeah. I think that's the best one. Great, perfect. And who's next?
I
Jenny.
guess me, and for me, guys leave Apple, and I like Apple. Before I use Apple, I used to use different brands, like laptops. I had a Samsung phone before, and every time, like, let's talk about computers, laptops. Every time when I use something else, I have different types, different brands of laptops. I need every time I need something more. Like it's not fit for my needs, and maybe a screen not so nice. Like you can see pixels. Maybe it's not so have high speed. Like maybe I don't know. Oh, even what is this?
Desktop, laptop,
No,
No. It's
Mousepad,
screen,
no.
touchpad.
It's
Wi-Fi router.
touchpad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. If if you use some touchpad on other laptops, it's like, like it's terrible. Like it's so bad. I don't know. But when I just buy Apple MacBook, and I thought probably I need mouse, and just in one day I never thought about mouse anymore because it has this thing.
All right, so let's share. Great conversations, everyone. Great ideas. Okay, so that was a nice little warm up. So let's ask two people to share something from their conversation. So maybe Emily, you had a good conversation with Maria. What was something interesting that she said?
Oh, she told me a lot of things, and actually, we were talking about like Coca-Cola, do you know? And for Maria, like the association with Coca-Cola, it's her family, like all the, I don't know, maybe barbecues or picnics or time together. It's Coca-Cola, and we found that this brand gives us like happiness, like nostalgia, maybe. And I mean, they always promote joy and like the best cold drink around the world. And Maria also mentioned about Mexico, for example, that Coca-Cola adapts like different flavors for different countries, do you know? And it's really surprising. I mean, they find the key to every every person around the world, you know, with their flavors. And also she mentioned about like diet and no sugar and other things like that, you know?
Right. Right. Wow. Great report. And let's see, Martin, give us a short little report of your group.
Yeah, sure. Well, I started off by also saying about the Coca-Cola because I did, namely about Coca-Cola, the experiment, and I looked at 10 different shades of red of Coca-Cola if it would influence the participants in some way. And I was trying to find out if the participants would still prefer the original shade of red. And what I found out is that they did, and the Coca-Cola kind of has the perfect shade of red in a nutshell. Yeah, it was very interesting. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. You see, so many different things go into the, into the brand, right? And the image. So great. So in the next one, we're going to go a little bit, a little deeper into this. We're going to talk about brands, right? And branding. So branding is the process of creating a brand, right? So the first, so let me show you here, the next conversation. And here you'll be, you talk about brands in general. What's the definition of a brand, and why does it matter? Why is it important? Okay, and then talk about the relationship between brands and personal identity. So Maria and Emily already discussed that a little bit about different what you can associate with it. So it's definitely connected to that. Who you are is your identity, right? Okay. And yeah, talk about the brands that you associate with the most, right? Because sometimes we think that, oh, we like brands because of the product, and sometimes it is the product, but sometimes there's more, right? And people, who are in charge of branding understand that that's actually, some things are more important than just the product. Okay. So yeah, let's continue with this one. Exercise number 2. Okay, we'll switch. Let's get a new partner and discuss these ideas. Okay, so join your partner for this second activity.
Oh.
All right. Welcome. So let's see. Maybe Jenny, maybe you can ask someone one of the questions. Oh,
Oh, you're mute.
I'm sorry. Guys, what is brand and why does branding matter? I think like everyone can answer. Maybe Pavel, you start.
Okay, it's a kind of marketing discipline, and it's the how marketers build the brand, or it's for me it's the, if I say Nike, Apple, and if I say that name, you feel something. It's the they build clever things. They have cutting edge technology. They are so modern, and a lot of users want to fight by that brand, with that brand, because they love it. And this is the how to build a successful brand. If your customers likes you and recommended you to other customers, and it's not about just the logo, it's not just about the colors, it's everything. It's the mission, vision, mindset, how you speaking, how I feel when I wear your shoes, because you can buy shoes without brand for $100, but same shoes with logo of Louis Vuitton you will buy it for $1,000, because just only that mark, and you feel like better person if you wear it. Yes, it's insane, but that's what the marketers do.
Yeah. I have another question, little bit different question for Emily. Like as Emily, an artist, she's singing, and like, do you feel yourself like you kind of brand is brand? Like you have your style, you have your appearance. Like maybe you can feel.
I think that, yeah, for sure. Like I feel a little bit that I'm like a brand because I mean, I think that I have my own personality and even with the designs, for example, because I used to do the designs for our properties. And I realized that I really have the sense or the taste that I can bring into the people because they told me like, oh, Emily, like you've never learned how to design the flat, for example, but I mean, it looks so unique. I think it's also like my reputation, you know, as Pavel said, I mean, I won't sing like bad songs that I don't feel, or I won't compose like songs with the bad lyrics, do you know? And it's kind of like my reputation. And of course, like I was thinking about like to have some products. For example, I'm a coffee lover. I'm thinking that I can maybe create a design for like coffee capsules, you know, and bring it online. And I have like some audience. I mean, it's interesting, but I think it's not easy, do you know? For example, with the video clips or something, how to show people who you are. It's not easy. Yeah. Thank you for the question.
Very good. We'll continue. Maybe Pablo, you can ask maybe Jenny a question.
Mhm.
Okay. The next
To be those from the three we had.
I mean, I love Apple, so I would say that that's the brand that I relate to most.
And
But why do you love Apple so much?
Yes, because first of all, when I think about Apple, I think about security, and it's important to me to have my information in a place that I know that it will be safe. So Apple give me that sense of security and individualism, that I'm buying a good product, good quality product that I know it's gonna last long. Even when I came to US, I had a phone that I was using for like an iPhone that I was using for 3-4 years, and it was still intact. So I like.
Is there something about Apple, like the values kind of, or the image, or something that you associate with? So of course the product is amazing. I'm a big fan. I've got an iPhone and a MacBook, everything, you know, but is there something, you know, about the culture maybe, or what it says?
Yeah, as I said, like it says, it give you a sense of exclusivity, as you said, that also like tells you that it's a good quality product, but it's not just because of that. You're buying a product that is exclusive, that is that people like connect with each other. Because when I arrived here, I realized that also when I buy the iPhone, I was getting into the train of Americans, because everyone here use Apple. So yeah, I don't know. And now I have the AirPods, I have the Apple Watch, I have the whole thing. I think I fell into that identity.
Yeah, the ecosystem, the whole ecosystem.
Yeah.
Great. So Maria, maybe you can ask Martin a question. One of the questions here, or you can create your own question.
I think I would ask him the same question. What is the brand that he associates the most?
That's a good question, because I don't have like the one brand that I would pick. I'm not into like brands. I'm trying not to get too attracted by the brand, but be more attracted by the product itself. Because I was also like part of the Apple family kinda, and I had my own iPhone for like 2-3 years. But then I discovered that there are some better phones for also like cheaper. So I have to say that I focus more on the product than the brand.
I
Yeah.
see.
Oh, so that's his identity. That's his brand, anti-brand.
Anti-brand identity. Yeah.
According to the video that we saw.
Now I have like Xiaomi 10 because it was like cheaper and it has similar things. Yeah.
I used to have the, well, actually I still have it, the Xiaomi, but I have the Apple too. Actually, I was very impressed, you know, with the Xiaomi, like
the camera is amazing, and like each picture is like 8 megabytes. It's insane.
Yeah. So I was impressed, you know.
Yeah.
Cool.
Also, the price is like $300 or something like that. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. So maybe let's talk about some other brands. You know, we have one more minute here now. Are there any brands you see that maybe have changed, you know, or they're trying to rebrand, or, you know, what are you talking about? What are you, let's say in marketing class or at school, Maria, what are some of the big things that are happening in the branding world right now?
To be honest, I'm blank. I'm trying to think.
Okay, so maybe let's talk about Facebook. Maybe they like rebranded to Meta.
Yeah.
Last year.
Yeah.
What do you think they're trying to do? Any ideas?
I mean, they are trying to shift the social media ecosystem. Now that they are transferring to the virtual reality, which is kind of the same thing but in a different.
Yes, great. Maria, did you want to finish what you were saying about Facebook? They're transitioning to a different reality, or?
Yes. So I also bought the virtual reality. I have it at home, and it's very interesting because they are trying to switch the same. It's the same concept, kind of, to a different methodology. So it's interesting where, like, how things are working right now, but they are doing a great job.
Right, exactly. So yeah, Facebook is trying to rebrand, right? Because their image kind of went down, and the quality before was like Facebook, oh, it's cool. Then it became like, oh, Facebook is not cool, right? And so then they were like, oh, well, let's, change it. Let's use this hot word nowadays, meta. Well, actually, last year was the metaverse was big. Now it's all about AI. But yeah, so that's a great point. Great point, Maria. And maybe Pavel, tell us a little bit about, what did you talk about? What were some interesting things in your group?
Okay. We talk how our personality and brands are connected, and Jenny told us she choose that things she is more focused for the futures and benefits of the product. It doesn't matter which kind of brand, but if she buy that glasses, she choose the glasses who has some special features like UV filter or some
Sun protection.
UV mode. If you look into the sun, that glass goes darker, getting darker, and something like this. And I think the brands are so connected with us because what you wear, what you use, that shows which person you are.
Right, of course.
We are not who you are.
Who you are. Yeah, exactly. It shows who you are. It's a way of showing your identity, right? Which is the driving factor. Maybe people say that is the driving factor. So let's do a little bit of vocabulary here. General, just a couple minutes. It'll be very quick, just because this is some key vocabulary. So here we have the word right here, and we want to match it with the definition right here. Now you can choose whichever one you want. Okay, so you don't have to do it in order here. Okay, so let's see, maybe Emily, you can start if you want.
Oh, sure. Rational. It's D, based on reason or logic.
Exactly. Very good. Perfect. And Martin.
Randomized, I would say it's E, selected in an unordered or unsystematic way.
Exactly, randomized. Perfect. And Jenny.
Hip. It is fashionable or trendy.
Good. Yeah, hip. Perfect. And Maria.
I think it's A, and changing or done in the same way over the time.
Exactly. Consistent, right? It's unchanging. Perfect. And last one, Martin.
Subliminal, not recognized or understood by the consistent mind.
Ooh, okay. Exactly, yes.
Sorry.
Good. Okay, perfect. Very good, Paul. Okay, awesome. And then the next one right here. Okay, and Emily.
Here, I think it's the unconscious mind is the part of the mind which is not fully aware, but which influences one's actions, opinions, and feelings.
Good. So it can be the unconscious. There's also another.
Or it's subconscious, right?
Oh, subconscious. Good. Subconscious mind. Perfect. Very good. Okay, and Martin.
I would say an underdog is a competitor or team who is predicted to lose.
Exactly, the underdog. So you have exactly predicted to lose. The one that is, everyone thinks, we'll lose. Good. So underdog. And let's see, Jenny, do you know 3?
I don't know.
You don't know. No problem. Maybe Maria, do you know this one? Something connected to the brain.
It's neuro.
Yeah, neuro.
Neuro.
neuroscience. Very good, Pavel. Awesome. Okay. So next one. Okay, this is a good one. This is a great question. It's a mini question just to get us ready for the video. So here is, how do companies create a successful branding strategy? Ooh, okay, so think about this. What are the different aspects, the different steps that that companies use? So just if you have experience with this, like for example in school, or at work, Pavel works in a marketing agency, so you have some personal experience, but if not, just what do you think? What do you think are the steps, to create a brand, right? So good. Let's join a new group. Let me do a here. Let's see. Exchange. Good. All right, perfect. So you can join your partner here.
Important aspect a successful brand, in your opinion?
I could take the first part of the question, and I'll ask you the second one.
Oh, sure, whatever.
Yeah. I'm not exactly sure, as I don't study marketing, but I guess a successful branding strategy should have like a prepared strategy exactly, and they should follow some logical steps. And with like the Coca-Cola, they want to be perceived as a drink which usually have with like a family and friends. So I guess they should focus on the advertising, as they already do with the Coca-Cola in families and friends' hands. And I guess they should also focus on their logo, which is very important. When you look at the logo, you instantly get the emotion, and then you perceive the brand and perceive the emotion the brand wants you to perceive. Yeah, so I guess a successful branding strategy should definitely have a strong marketer and a strong logo.
Good, awesome. Any other thoughts, Emily, about something else that would be important?
Yeah, I agree with Martin, like a brand identity, it's important. And maybe also like, the way they promote the brand and all the experience that people get with the brand, I think that if they have, for example, like high quality products for customers and good services, like it puts the brand into the next level. And of course, like if you have all of these elements or key aspects, companies can create like a successful branding strategy, they can make a lot of money, of course. And the successful brand, all of the brands that we were talking about, like Nike, Apple, or Coca-Cola, they created the brand, and the brand works years for the company. It shows us that they are very successful, because like branding strategy was perfect. Like right time, right people, like right targeting, for example. Yeah.
Nice. That's very good. So continue talking here for about 1 more minute, okay?
For or something.
Yeah.
And on that point, you start thinking about this because with brands you can growing up. It's not easy, I think, and a lot of companies have a mess in the brand, it's okay, because this is the way how I increase the money.
Nice, nice. Very good.
Yeah.
That's right. That's part of it. Good. So who's next? Maybe maybe Maria. What do you think? What should be an important step in creating a brand?
Yeah, I already discussed that, but as he said, we should start with the product. I have a company already, so I'm working on putting myself in the work of like creating the brand, because I already have the product, I already have the service, but I want to create that personal touch with it, which is the brand, and that's a lot of work. It's, as I said, colors have to be involved, what kind of shapes, and like how I need to organize the product, what message I want to transmit, what values I want to transmit as a company. So it's
All right. Welcome back, everyone. Very good. So maybe Jenny, can you give us you know, a little summary of some interesting points that Pavel had
Okay.
mentioned?
Maria has her own product and company, and she is working on brandinize.
Branding?
Is there what branding her product? I think it's cool. Good luck.
thank you.
And Pavel talks so much, so a lot.
Sorry.
And I think he like the main point was like you need to focus on your users. Is it right? Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about the users. Exactly. It's all about the users. Great. So we're going to watch this short little bit. If you've already watched it, then you're ahead of the game. We'll watch a little bit and then we'll kind of comment. So I'll stop it maybe after a couple of minutes, maybe after 1-2 minutes, you know, and you can say a few words. So try to catch something that's interesting. You don't have to catch everything. You know, they're speaking quickly and there's big ideas, but something, just fish for one thing that you find interesting here. Okay. So we'll stop it after about a minute for each one. Okay.
Coke is just soda, Tylenol just acetaminophen, and Levi's are just jeans. Yet consumers go out of their way to select these specific brands over others.
An economist would say, how is this possible that a rational consumer would be willing to pay more for exactly the same thing? We love to think about ourselves as rational. That's not how it works. A very famous study done by colleagues at Duke University had flashed either the Apple logo or the IBM logo to two randomized groups of participants.
The study found that after being subliminally exposed to the Apple logo, compared to when you've been exposed to the IBM logo, participants performed better on creative tasks.
And the argument is that Apple has been telling you this story over and over again, that Apple is the brand for hip, cool, fun, creative people.
All right, very good. So Emily, tell us here, what did they talk about?
Oh, I mean, they just like started mentioning like different companies, for example, that Coke is just soda, like Levi's are just jeans, do you know? But I mean, they found through their kind of campaign or like study, right, that we pay more for exactly the same things. And then they explained that when we get the information, like a subliminal information, you know, subconsciously, like, I mean, for example, as they mentioned with Apple, that they provide like that we are like cool, like fun, creative people, do you know, when you get it and you see like different logos, like after some time you pay more for the same products. I mean, they kind of take us on the board where we need to be for them, do you know?
Right.
To be able to spend more.
Great. Great. Yeah, that's some good ideas there. Very good idea. So let's continue here.
This is the true power of brands. They can influence our behavior in ways that extend way beyond the point of sale. So, to what degree can the influence of brands wreak havoc on our ability to make rational spending decisions? This is Your Brain on Money. This is Americus Reed. He studies identity and marketing at the University of Pennsylvania.
When I make choices about different brands, I'm choosing to create an identity. When I put that shirt on, when I put those shoes on, those jeans, that hat, someone is going to form an impression about what I'm about. So if I'm choosing Nike over Under Armour, I'm choosing a kind of different way to express affiliation with sport. The Nike thing is about performance. The Under Armour thing is about the underdog. I have to choose which of these different conceptual pathways is most consistent with where I am in my life.
And once a consumer makes that choice.
Okay, so Martin, tell us a little bit here about what they talked about, especially as connected to brand and identity and loyalty and all these things.
Okay, I'll do my best. They were basically saying that brand is not just a brand, but they were talking about the brand identity, namely with the Nike that wants to be perceived as like the strong, just do it. And with the Under Armour, like the underdog. So people want to basically find their emotion and their current emotional state in the brand as well. So they also mentioned the Apple as being a creative person. So like so many students at art schools use like iPad Pros or the MacBooks for their creative work.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So they are it's a reflection of who people are, right? And it's also programming the brands are actually programming people. And that's what nobody's talking about, but it's actually a program. That's very interesting. Very good, Martin. So let's continue here.
And once a consumer makes that choice, their relationship with a brand can deepen to the point where they identify with the brand like family. And once you identify with a brand, it can shape the way you behave.
And it's really interesting because they will also, if someone talks bad about that product, brand, or service, they will be the first to go out and defend. Why? Because an attack on the brand is an attack on themselves.
Michael Platt is a professor of neuroscience, marketing, and psychology whose research demonstrates how our perception of brands influences our decisions.
There's an idea in marketing, which is that we relate to brands in the same way we relate to people. It's like, I love this brand or I hate this brand. Of course, what people say, right, can often be different from what's really going on in our heads. So we thought, well, why don't we just ask the brain directly?
Very good. All right. So Pavel, what caught your attention here?
The connection between the brands and the human is similar, like between the human and a human, because what brands say is like what people say, and I want to be same, like I want to fit with the people with brands which are similar like me. I don't want to wear some I don't know, some brands which say something what I don't like.
Exactly. So it's like a family, right?
Yeah.
They connected, the whole brand.
Because you connect with similar people like you, and if you wear something which not you will be with people which you don't like.
Yeah. Awesome. Very good. So let's continue here. Okay, so Jenny, you're next.
That's right.
Michael and his team observed the brains of iPhone users and Samsung Galaxy users with an MRI machine while they heard good, bad, and neutral news about Apple and Samsung.
Apple customers showed a brain empathy response toward Apple that was exactly what you'd see in the way you would respond to somebody in your own family.
Strangely, Samsung users didn't have any positive or negative responses when good or bad news was released about their brand. The only evidence that Samsung users showed was reverse empathy for Apple news, meaning if the Apple headline was negative, their brain reflected a positive response.
You know, it really shows us that Apple has completely defined the market here. Samsung customers, it seems from their brain data, are only buying Samsung because they hate Apple.
The kicker? The Samsung users didn't report feeling the results that MRIs showed. What was happening in their brains and what they reported feeling towards Apple and Samsung were totally different.
But Jenny, tell us here.
This is funny. I know such a person who uses Samsung. Okay. Some scientists make a kind of experiment and they look into brain by MRI. Apple users and Samsung users, and they show some news about their brands, bad news, good news, and like kind of
Neutral.
medium news, neutral, yeah, neutral news, and they like fixed some activities from users who use Apple, like they have feeling like connect to their family, kind of similar, and Samsung user, they don't have anything like this, but they have positive energy in their brain when they saw negative news about Apple. And scientists make decisions that Samsung user buy Samsung only because they hate Apple.
That's right. That's right. Very interesting, right? But that's
it's funny.
What the data. That's what data science tells us. Okay, so the last one, you know.
But I think it's not like for all of people. It's like for people who into brands, because like in some country, like Apple is kind of expensive, and Samsung is much more cheaper. And for people who cannot have enough money to buy Apple, for example, they buy something much more cheaper, and I don't think this experiment will work for them.
I see. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Perfect. So the last one, let's see, for Maria. Let's see what catches your attention here.
Most people just don't realize that they are subconsciously choosing brands because those brands have some kind of self-expressive value.
You can see there's a lot of power here in terms of shaping consumers' decisions. As we learn more and more about that, we have to think much more deeply about the ethical, legal, and societal implications of doing that.
So as consumers, what can we do to make informed choices? Well, the best thing we can do is be aware of the influence that brands hold.
I think it's important to always pause and think a little bit about, okay, why am I buying this product?
And like it or not, brands aren't going anywhere.
I've heard lots of people push back and say that I'm not into brands. I take a very different view. They're not doing anything any different than what someone who affiliates with a brand is doing. They have a brand. It's just an anti-brand brand. When I think about what is it that I've learned about identity over time, I think a lot of it has to do with the fundamental need that we as humans have to have support systems. Perhaps it was the church, it was the community, it was these other institutions that existed. Now brands have stepped in as pillars of our identity. So I'm very much motivated to see that in that positive light.
Interesting. So Maria, what did you think of this? Ooh, Maria, are you here?
I think we lost her.
She might be at work. Yeah, she might be. Okay. Well, maybe Martin, tell us here, what was like the, something interesting that you heard at the end.
Okay. The interesting thought that they said was about the support systems that people want to be affiliated with the Apple or with the Samsung, because when someone has like Apple iPhone, they can what's the word? They can like boast that they have other iPhone things and that they are super connected. Like one of those people would be my brother, to like show off all his Apple things. So he is looking for that support in the Apple family.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. It's an institution. It's an institution. It's a support system, right? That the people in this 21st century, it's what people have to make them feel connected to other people, right? Very good. Great viewing exercise here. So right now we're going to jump into our next conversation here. So let me show you. Let me show you here what it is. Okay, good. So here, yeah. So if you jump to page 5, we're not going to do all these exercises, but you can do them, and I can send you the answers. If you want to go deeper into all this, use all these words: subliminal, hit, all these things, right? And all of these exercises are from the video. So that could be good, right? If you want to go deeper. But here we want to focus on the speaking part, right? So, so here, just join your partner and discuss the questions on speaking task 1, page 5, right here. Okay.
Well,
And
identical, it's the same.
good.
Is it?
Oh, this one unethical.
Unethical.
Oh yeah, good. So unethical, it means it's wrong. It's
Oh.
morally or ethically wrong. So it's bad, something bad that people do. Okay. So unethical. Good. Good. So let me just make sure. Let's see. Target audience is who you want to sell to. Okay. Rebrand, we talked a little bit about that, like Facebook, they rebranded, they created a new brand. The old brand wasn't working anymore, so they rebranded, right? And we talked about logos right here, we already know that one. And slogans are like what Pavel was saying about Nike, like a short little sentence or a few words that are connected to the brand, which is a very important part.
Isn't rebrand, it's kind of like a redoing view of kind of product? Like new view, new vision of this product?
Yep, it can be the brand, but it can also be the image. So for example, Facebook, they didn't change their products. They still have WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, all the suite or the different products, but they wanted to change the image. So instead of the old social media brand, they wanted to create a new one that's, going into the metaverse and, very, yeah. So it can be the product, but it can also be the image. Okay, so very good. So let's jump into our next breakout room here. Okay, and we can discuss this here. So let's see. Good. Jenny, Pavel, Emily, Martin. Good. So join your partner for this.
I think she's walking.
Yeah.
With you.
Okay. Okay, Pavel, what does it mean if brands is authentical?
So unethical.
Unethical. And do you have any example of unethical brands?
For me, it's it means that brand say something and do other things.
I think it's cigarettes.
My girlfriend work for the Mango, and they had some special edition which was not ecological, and it was made from the ecological materials. But the funny situation was that all that stuff like t-shirts, pants, was in the plastic, small plastic boxes, which was in 10 pieces in the other plastic box, and it was in the big plastic box. That for me it's mean that they lie. It's unethical for me.
Right. Yeah, it goes against what their image, right? Yeah, that's a good example. Perfect. And maybe we can ask Maria, are you here? Oh no, so she's probably busy. Maybe Jenny, you can think of maybe, any other brands maybe that you think are unethical.
Unethical. You
Yeah.
were froze, David.
Oh,
I
sorry.
don't know.
Sorry.
Okay. Like they use lithium battery.
Lithium
And
battery.
Yeah, and it's much worse than gas because you cannot like delete them after using, and they kind of like green energy but not so green.
Okay.
That's
Yes.
oh, Maria, do you have any example of ethical brands?
Yeah.
I did unethical. I did it again.
Jenny,
Unethical.
maybe you know the word ethical.
Ethical.
It's just
No,
unethical. No, it's not.
no. Unethical. I just need Google transcription.
So maybe Maria. So how can companies create an ethical brand?
I think in society we have a mutual contract with values and rules that we have to follow. So an ethical company is that based their products and their services on that. And an ethical company is the company that violates those agreements that we have as a society. But I cannot think of a brand that it's unethical.
All right.
I guess there are many, but I cannot think of one now.
So maybe let's talk about that. So you have a company. You created your own company, right? And you're building it right now, and you're promoting it. So how can you create in this sense of ethical, like that you're ethical, you're doing the right thing, you're, like you said, you're in agreement with the values of society?
Okay, so my company, we offer personalized products. So an ethical way to approach our values would be trying to look for ways that we can offer sustainable products that can help the environment, that can help people to optimize their life. So that will be a good way, and we are trying to do that right now. And yeah, we're working on that. That's a good start.
Exactly. Wow. Awesome. Very good. So continue here with the next questions, 2, 3, 4.
David, please,
sure.
1 second. Unethical.
Well, you got it. Unethical.
Okay.
You got it. Perfect. Yeah, it's a hard one. It's a hard one to say, but you got it. Very good. So continue here. Maybe someone can ask Jenny, a question, or you can continue, however you wish. Perfect. So continue here, and I'll check.
Who wanna ask me?
Actually, I think the quality, of course, it's on the first place for me. But I mean, if you ask about
like the general,
of course, the second one, because I mean, if they know how to promote it, like you can buy a really bad product. For example, you mentioned like Xiaomi and Apple, and you think that the quality of the camera is much better, but nobody buys Xiaomi because Apple promotes their products better. Even like Xiaomi has like a place in the market, but I mean Apple is higher, of course. Like, I mean, yeah.
Right, of course.
Yeah. And Martin, could you choose a brand you like or support, and who is their target audience in your opinion, and what do you know about this story of the brand, for example?
It's hard to pick any brand.
Maybe Xiaomi, like if you mention, who knows?
Sure, but then I don't know what their values want to be perceived as. Like, what are their values? I haven't seen like a Xiaomi advertisement,
Mm.
so I can't tell. But I can take the Coca-Cola, like, for sure. That I drink Coca-Cola like once a week to have a cold drink, but also to remember like the family time and when you are outside with the friends, but you are actually home alone, or not with the friends. Yeah.
Yes.
Makes you feel good, right? Makes you feel good. Yeah. And so that you think that the target audience of Coca-Cola, is it younger people? Is it older people? You know, is it families, just families, or, you know, what, or maybe how has it changed? You know?
Well, it's definitely not the elderly, but yeah, I would say like the teenagers slash like young adults are their audience because of the like sugary drinks. I would say like adults drink more coffee and tea than like Coca-Cola. And when people are young, they are like attracted by the brand. They want to explore the brand, and they want to have fun time with the friends. Also because of the advertisements of Coca-Cola, of people having fun when drinking it.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Great. Maybe Martin, you can ask another question if you wish.
Sure. What do you think it means for a company to rebrand? What are some kinds of reasons a company might rebrand itself? Yeah.
I think,
Like the Facebook one.
Oh, yeah. I think rebranding, I mean, probably refers to the process of like changing a company's name, of course, and the logo and the slogan, and maybe like even like overall image, for example. And there are different reasons. For example, as David mentioned, that Facebook went down. That's why they started thinking like, oh, how to bring people back to us. And they, of course, analyzed, and they were thinking about like a new target audience, like the next teenagers, right? In a 5 or 10 years period of time. And they found out like, wow, Meta could be nice, and they started using it. And now we all think like, oh, what we will see in the future. I mean, like, we don't associate it with a negative impact at all. We think that it would be like something interesting, right? And for example, I heard also that Nokia tries to rebrand their company because they were hot for our parents, right? And I don't know, maybe 10 or 15 years ago. And now they'd like to rebrand and to bring something new to be able to make money again. I mean, who knows what it involves? I mean, we will see.
Very good.
Yeah, it's about this. I have another point, like, people who never use Microsoft, and for example, they always use Apple. They will find Microsoft a little bit difficult, because not because it's difficult, because it's different, like completely different. And I can talk about phones too. Like, I was user. I'm sorry.
Of both.
I used Samsung Galaxy, and my husband used Apple, and I take his phone very rare, and I find this like difficult for me. because it's not usual for me. Like I more usual with my Samsung, but when I start to use iPhone, it's not so difficult as I thought. It's just like we need time to
Get used to
discover how we use it. Yeah.
Right.
makes sense.
And it's still the same, different, like you use Huawei and Samsung.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
They had different features and something.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, like I don't know, Skype, Zoom. They
Yes, yeah.
kind of provide the same feature, like video call, but like
Yeah, the functionality is the same.
We have to
yeah.
learn everything if we don't
Yeah.
be boomers.
All right, everyone. Good job today. Good job. I think we covered everything, all of the main ideas. If again, if you want to go deeper, plenty of exercises here, some grammar, some things that you can do, but we talked about the main things. Okay, so good job today. Any questions about the topic or some of the words or the idea?
I just wanna say, Maria, I'm sorry that I attack you.
No, it's fine. We were discussing about the brand, like which one is more important, if the brand itself or the product.
Oh, and you had a debate.
We had a yes.
I think both was right, and it depends in which part you are. If you are on the beginning, in the middle,
right.
Both you are right in this
Yeah.
case. I think
Everyone's a champion. Everyone's yeah.
50-50.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Great, cool. Well, good job, everyone. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week. Okay.
See you.
Thank you. See you.
Bye.
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 Take care.
Take care.